It is extremely important to me that the stories we share are authentic and that we strive to tell both perspectives. I've been a local to this remarkable island 3 times and a tourist too many times to count. Our Home Your Holiday celebrates Aruba. There's a reason why Arubans are so patriotic, and there's a reason why visitors keep coming back. Let's dive into the elements that makes Aruba our home and the perfect holiday. Welcome to Our Home Your Holiday. I'm your host, Yento Liu. We are currently in the kitchen of Meals on Wheels. Hot meals get delivered to a group of seniors on this island twice a week to those who cannot leave the house easily or who cannot cook. But over the last 3 years, an American couple has contributed significantly to the Meals on Wheels program. Now you might be asking, how can a couple of tourists ultimately impact such an important local initiative? Well, take a look. Before we get into the tourists' involvement, let's learn about Meals on Wheels first. This is all freshly cooked food made by volunteers of the Aruba Methodist Circuit. Hot meals gets churned out of this kitchen in St. Nicholas twice a week, every single week, to various members of the community who are in need. The food mostly goes to seniors and young families.
Meals on Wheels is very important. It's an outreach to those who cannot afford and those who are in need and those who are even disabled, who cannot do for themselves. And this is a means that at least they're getting meals twice a week. If not anything, they're getting it twice a week, and it's a warm meal prepared the same day.
This charitable initiative has been existing on the island for 55 years. Petitions will come through via social workers for Meals on Wheels. Individuals receiving one of these boxes delivered by the Meals on Wheels van are carefully vetted to ensure they are indeed in need. About 80 meals are hand-delivered every Tuesday and Friday. Recipients are certainly happy each and every single time the van pulls up.
As a matter of fact, they're always sitting right there by the door or the window waiting for this food. Every Tuesday, every Friday, literally sitting and waiting for the food. So I know that they really want it, they enjoy it. Some start to eat right away. Others will say, okay, they will eat it later. Some even say they will share it for 2 days, but they are very thankful.
Valerie has been helping out with the Meals on Wheels program for 8 years. The resident of St. Nicholas is happy to do what she can to better her community.
Oh, it means a lot to me. When I leave here, I feel satisfied because I know I've fed so many people. And it's a lot of work. I would confess that it's a lot of work. But hey, I do it because I want to do it.
How are these 2 tourists helping out with this very local initiative that takes place in St. Nicholas, which is not near the hotel area? Let's find out.
We can't for 6 to 7 months just sit at the beach.
Well, good thing, because of this, a community of elderly on the island have really benefited. This is Mike and Sue Faulkner. They've been coming to the island for 33 years, but instead of relaxing and simply enjoying Aruba, they have gone above and beyond to give back to the local Aruban community. For 5 decades, Meals on Wheels depended solely on the church to fund the program or by offerings from church goers. But Mike and Sue changed that 3 years ago with something called the Food Extravaganza and Auction. Before we get into that, here's why these 2 loyal visitors of the island give back.
We tend to forget the older people on the island. We think about the animals, the problem with animals being loose and no food. We think about children, but I think a lot of times all over the world, we forget about seniors. Even though we're seniors, we have energy and we like to help.
As we've kept coming over all these years, we've just developed a relationship with a number of the people on the island. And not just the people, for example, who work in the restaurants or work in the hotels. We've actually gotten out into the community and have met the people generally, and they're very friendly. They're very outgoing. They like to share their island, and it's a great island.
The single event covers a significant portion of the cost that is needed to make Meals on Wheels happen. The couple in their 70s with their precious pup Sasha are known for being persistent, which is important because a large part of the funding comes from the silent auction they host. Mike cold calls a lot because in order to have a good silent auction, you need gift certificates and prizes from local businesses.
So they know about auction, and that was her suggestion to us that if we do an auction, we might be able to raise more funds and faster in a quicker way. So be able to help Meals on Wheels because Meals on Wheels really needed the money.
Because of their persistence and drive, they've been able to pull off the event to fundraise for Meals on Wheels for the last 2 years. Now, Meals on Wheels contributes 100% to the residents of Aruba, namely the elderly. But this local initiative now has the supporters from tourists as well, due to Mike and Sue's involvement.
We have friends at Casa del Mar because we've been owners there since 1990. We also are owners at the Marriott Surf Club, so we have friends that come in. So when they arrive, we say, oh, we have our auction coming. In fact, our chiropractor from Maine was here with her parents, and they came, and they were probably the biggest spenders we had last year. And they bought all their gift certificates, so when they come back this October, they have their restaurants paid for and they're ready to go. So we have to remember, if you're going to one of these restaurants, if you're taking your family out for a dinner at Christmas time, why not buy a gift certificate? If it's 100 florins, pay the 100 florins because you were going to go there anyway. We want to remember it's raising money to help others. And it's good bringing all the tourists and the locals together for one good cause.
Let's take a break. A coffee break.
First of all, I love coffee.
He's certainly not alone. Meet Stef Legger. He's a Dutch native. You may know that Europeans take their coffee culture pretty seriously. Stef has an impressive resume when it comes to hospitality and management within the F&B space in Aruba. He's been a local to the island for more than 3 decades and started as a waiter after studying hotel management in the Netherlands. He's come a long way since his serving days. To date, he's opened for himself and for others 10 restaurants and counting on this beautiful island. He's been dedicated to this industry for a long time. With his non-stop entrepreneurial mindset, his passion is currently with Santos, coffee with soul.
It is, in a sense, a mom and pop store because it's owned by me and my wife. We're the mom and the pop.
Santos is his wife Milka's last name. It may have all started as a small-scale business venture, but the demand for Santos's coffee continued to grow. The artwork here shows the original, which is now a bigger location in the low-rise hotel area. There's a drive-through, plus the downtown location within walking distance of Fort Zoutman. The ambiance, together with the deliciously unique coffee served up by Santos, keeps people coming back for more.
We sourced the coffee ourselves. We went to Colombia twice and we found a single origin coffee, which is very important because normally if you buy coffee in bulk or just any coffee, it comes from all types of farms and they just put it together and you never get a real specific taste. But this is a single origin, so from one farm.
The coffee beans are grown in Colombia and hand-selected. Santos Coffee is a quality cup of brew every single time, and you can now buy it online. 3 types of coffee with soul are available for purchasing and shipping right to your doorstep to those living in the United States, anywhere within the 50 states. It is a user-friendly, easy-to-navigate process with just a few clicks to get your cup of Aruba. These bags can also be a special memento to gift on any occasion, such as birthdays or anniversaries, for someone who loves the island. Head over to shopsantoscoffee.com. That's not all, though. Every purchase made goes to a good cause, to a nonprofit in Colombia. If you'll recall, that is where the coffee is grown. The nonprofit is called Club Deportivo Atlético Americano, that serves underprivileged teens and children.
They take children, like off the street kind of, like that don't have the resources to go sporting or, you know, play soccer or learn English or do none of these things. And they really take them under their wings and they learn English so they have a better chance of getting a job when they grow up. And also they learn them computer skills, technology. And all that by just playing soccer and being trained professionally.
Every business has a story. What's yours? For video production services, make sure to send an email here. Now, there's no doubt that Betico Croes is a very important historical figure to the island of Aruba. There is a plaza named after him. January 25th is officially Betico Croes' Day. There's also monuments and statues. For now, let's get a fresh academic perspective as well as a reminder on Betico Croes.
I would dare to say he is one of the most popular historical figures in not only Aruban politics, but in Dutch Caribbean politics, as well as in the Dutch Kingdom.
Dr. Gregory Richardson here is talking about Betico Croes. On the island of Aruba, Betico Croes is a celebrated historical figure, mainly due to his political leadership charge towards Aruba getting its own independent status, known on the island as status aparte. What does attaining this level of autonomy from the Dutch Kingdom mean exactly?
And within that context, why that is so important is because Aruba would then have, for the first time, their own prime minister, their own parliament, and their own government institutions on their own, which would also include their own financial currency, and also sort of an emphasis on language and identity, and also flag and national anthem, and others.
As a cultural anthropologist and history educator, Dr. Gregory Richardson has conducted vast research as well as interviews on Betico Croes. He's also published academic papers on him. According to Dr. Richardson, Betico's accomplishments went well beyond politics. He had an innate ability to connect with Arubans from all walks of life.
Tremendous oratory skills, able to communicate very effectively with the population, with different parts of the population. So he was very astute in communicating with, let's say, on the level with politicians, high-level politicians, but also with children, with let's say different people in the community. So I think that was one of his skills, his abilities.
Betico was seen as an inspiration to many people, including the working class, since the leader started his career off as a beloved school teacher before moving into politics. Betico's status aparte movement ignited positive social implications to begin on the island. Fast forward to today, he is still considered a national hero on this island nation for the way he propelled the island forward towards its own autonomy. What is unfortunate in the story of Betico is that he never got to see his work come to fruition.
On the precipice of the status aparte, which would go in January 1st, 1986, he on 31st of December he got in a car accident, and he was in a coma for 11 months. And he died after. So he was never able to actually experience that which he actually worked so hard for.
Believe it or not, the demise of Betico is actually somewhat similar to other prominent figures worldwide.
Sort of tragedy to the story, and very much comparable to many of the world leaders we know around the world. So if we look at, for example, Martin Luther King or JFK, or many of the other leaders around the world. But this was also sort of a strange occurrence of events.
Betico Croes had and continues to have a unique way of conjuring the spirit of Aruban pride. That pride is still felt today, and he has a very special place in our hearts.
Conveni, señor Betico Croes. Hola, Nicolina.
Thank you so much for tuning into the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Our Home, Your Holiday for weekly original content produced all about Aruba. We'll see you next time.